Wanna play?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Wanna Play. My name is James McKenna, and today we'll be doing another walkthrough. Today's walkthrough, in continuation of the Child's Play franchise, is The Bride of Chucky. Now, The Bride of Chucky marks a serious turn for the Child's Play franchise, as it takes a more comedic role. There are much more one-liners, much more jokes and funny stuff from here to the next movie, and in this one I think it works. This is a legitimate funny movie, but not so much for the next one. Also, the timeline makes no sense because Child's Play 3 takes place 8 years after Child's Play 2, which came out in 1990, but then this came out in 1998, which is 8 years after Child's Play 2, but it's not a direct sequel to Child's Play 3. I don't really understand this, but it's a solid movie nonetheless, so without any further ado, let's get straight into it. We open up with some evidence from previous murders. A guard walks in and steals a sack. He gets into his car and gets on the phone, and barely avoids getting ran over by a truck. The bag starts moving, so the cop leans over to him. Then, oh! He gets his neck slit! Wait a minute, who just did that?
Well, hello, Dolly.
Oh damn. This lady named Jennifer Tilly picks up the bag and oh yeah, look what's inside. We get transported to what looks like a doll factory, but nope, it's just Tiffany's house. She puts what remains of Chucky back together, and we get our first image of what he'll look like for the rest of the series. We meet David and Jade in all their awkwardness, but then we meet Jade's real boyfriend. They get pulled over by Officer Needlenose, or at least that's what they call him.
Christ. It's Needlenose.
And we get transported back to Tiffany. She chants for Chucky to wake up, but it looks like it didn't work. We meet Damien, who fails to impress Tiffany because Tiffany's attracted to people who kill. And Damien, well, looks like he screwed up because he didn't actually kill that person. Tiffany turns around and oh, Chucky's gone. Tiff tells Damien to look under the couch, but nothing's there. Damien gets on the bed and takes off his shirt and then, oh.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
He starts messing around with the doll, but nothing happens. Tiff ties Damien to the bed with the doll on top of him, and she starts erotically dancing. She starts explaining her and Chucky's backstory, and wait a minute.
It ain't the size that counts, asshole. It's what you do with it.
Chucky's back! Let's go! And he immediately gets right back into action, killing Damien by suffocation. Jade's uncle pulls up and takes her away from her boyfriend. Now we're back with Tiffany, who thinks that Chucky was gonna marry him, but...
What are you, fucking nuts? You thought...
You haven't changed.
oh no. Tiffany gets mad and locks Chucky up in a crib. The next morning, Tiff brings a box with Damien's body in it outside and asks her neighbor for help. He puts the box into Tiffany's truck and Chucky screams from the inside. Tiffany gets home later that day with a present, which turns out to be a female good guy doll, and goes to take a bath. She turns on Bride Frankenstein because... meta! Chucky breaks out of his cage and, uh-oh, he grabs a knife and starts walking towards Tiffany. He runs at her but gets kicked in the face. Then Chucky throws the TV into the bathtub and Tiffany gets electrocuted to death! What? Chucky, I thought she was your girlfriend! You can't do that! Anyway, he puts a doll next to Tiffany and starts chanting, and well... oh great, Tiffany's a doll now.
Buried with my corpse in Hackensack, New Jersey.
All right, let's go.
Oh, sure.
I'll steer and you can work the pedals. We're dolls, you dope!
Exactly, so hold on. Nope, that's for the next movie. Then we get a doll makeover scene and we get the true Tiffany for the rest of the movie. They hop into Jesse's car and...
Marry me. Tonight.
Congrats, my guy, there you go.
Oh, that's so romantic.
I give him 6 months. 3 if she gains weight.
Wow, Chucky, way to ruin all the fun. He pulls out a knife and...
For God's sake, Chucky, drag yourself into the 90s. Stabbings went out with Bundy and Dahmer. You look like Martha Stewart with that thing.
Wait, wasn't Scream mostly stabbings apart from the TV smashed and the girl getting gutted in the beginning? And, you know, tits? The officer gets into the car and... Oh!
Why does that look so familiar?
Meta! They throw him in a case and Jesse and Jade finally start to drive away. They get tailed by the officer again and he's such an asshole that he earns a punch from Jade. The cop gets into the car and almost finds the body, but Chucky throws some weed on the ground and the cop goes there instead. Chucky realizes that they'll never get to New Jersey with a cop chasing them, and he crawls over to his car. He gets spotted by a stoner and...
Rude fucking doll.
See, that's the kind of humor I'm talking about. This is great. Chucky keeps crawling and then... Holy shit! He blew up the car! And now they're at each other's throats for the rest of the movie. They keep driving and eventually stop at a church to get married.
Violence in movies and television is one of the worst problems facing our society. Never mind child.
We all agree. Chucky says life sure is full of surprises when...
Stop him!
Oh, he just kills him again. They rent a hotel suite, but get interrupted by these two.
Oh. Well, this little guy has a face only a mother could love.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I wouldn't talk if I were you. Hi-de-ho.
There you go, Chucky. The couple starts getting it on when Tiffany throws a bottle at the mirror and the mirror explodes, coming down and killing them both in a massive explosion of blood! What? That's real unfortunate for them, but I'm gonna give this the best kill of the movie. Because, well, I mean, it's the most graphic by far, and I mean, it's so creative, like, just a glass ceiling falling and impaling them, causing just an explosion of blood. It's just the best thing I've ever seen, and that's why I'm giving it the best kill of the movie. Chucky realizes that he truly loves Tiffany after this, and...
Tiffany, will you be my bride?
Oh, Chucky. Yes.
There you go, Chucky.
I am anatomically correct, you know.
Wait a minute. Yeah, people, we're witnessing a doll sex scene here.
Wait,
What?
have you got a rubber?
Have I got a rubber?
Yeah.
Tiff,
What?
look at me. I'm all rubber.
Oh, that's right.
Good point. See, this scene is funny and all, but whenever I see it, I always have to think about a puppeteer who had to simulate dolls having sex for a movie, and a real famous one at that. I don't know, just a side note that always makes me laugh even more. Jesse and Jade are both suspicious of each other, and they both call David at the same time. He tells them both to call the police, and then, wait, so you're telling me that housekeeping can just barge in the middle of the night? Anyway, she walks into the room and doesn't see it at first, but... They get into the car the next day and start arguing. Oh look, it's David. Hi, David. Anyway, David explains his theory that he thinks that neither of them killed anyone. He smells something bad and then suggests that Warren, Jade's guardian from before, isn't actually dead, he's just missing, since they don't actually know about his body. He investigates the smell and sees blood. He moves the doll to open the case because that's where he thinks the smell is coming from, and he sees... He pulls out a gun and signals to nearby police, and then...
Nobody move!
That's right, this is when Chucky and Tiffany finally reveal themselves to the group. David is scared out of his mind when, holy sh**, where did that come from? David just exploded out of nowhere after getting hit by a bus! They try and make a getaway from the cop that's chasing them, and Chucky starts shooting at the cop.
So how did you end up like this?
Well, it's a long story.
It sure is.
In fact, if it was a movie, it would take 3 or 4 sequels just to do it justice.
Meta! News comes on the radio and says that Charles Lee Ray's fingerprints were found at the crime scenes that Jesse and Jade were at. They say they're gonna dig up Charles Lee Ray's corpse, which completely ruins Chucky's plan, because the reason that he's going to New Jersey is to get the Heart of Damballa, the amulet that helped him transfer his soul into the doll itself. But the amulet was buried with his body, so if they dig up his body, then there's no way he can get it back. Chucky starts brainstorming and Tiff gives Jade a makeover. Then out of nowhere, we get the worst kills of the movie as Tiffany opens a dresser and those two are just there. Yeah, look, that's how quick it goes. Chucky gets some cookies from Tiff and starts explaining how marriage is great. Jesse spots some dirty dishes in the mirror and says to Chucky that, well, she's not much of a housekeeper, which prompts Chucky to say,
Tiff? Those dishes aren't gonna wash themselves.
Tiff turns at Jade and she says,
You were nice enough to cook for him. The least he could do is wash a dish.
Tiffany gets super pissed off and starts throwing plates at Chucky.
What would Martha Stewart say?
Martha Stewart! Martha Stewart can kiss my shiny plastic butt!
Jesus, calm down!
I'm slaving away over a hot stove, making cookies, making Swedish meatballs, and for what? For a man who doesn't appreciate me! For a man who can't even wash one dish! For a man who isn't even a man at all where it counts, if you get my drift!
That's an L. They keep arguing and Jade kicks Tiff, causing the RV to crash. Tiff bursts out of the oven and attacks Jade, but Jesse throws her off because, well, she's just a doll. Now the RV's on fire and just blows the hell up, but everybody survives. Chucky holds Jade at gunpoint and directs her to the cemetery. She opens up his coffin and gets him the amulet. Jesse and Jade reunite and... Damn, he's still got it. He starts chanting and...
I love you, Chucky.
I know.
Where my Star Wars people at? Then out of nowhere, Tiffany stabs Chucky in the back. She goes to free Jesse and Jade, but Chucky gets up and after a little bit of fighting, Chucky kills Tiffany.
My mother always told me love would set me free.
Get off my knife.
Then he gets booted onto a skeleton and just starts screaming. Chucky dares Jade to shoot him and she opens fire, causing Chucky to die right next to his old corpse. They go home and the cop finds Tiffany when... Psych! She's still alive and well, and so is her baby. End of movie. Thanks for watching my walkthrough on Bride of Chucky. Next up, we're looking at Seed of Chucky. But until then, thank you for watching, so goodbye and good night. Bang!